Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and today I am talking to you about essentials in your kitchen. So we're going to go through your whole kitchen and talk about healthy materials and healthy products that you can swap out when it comes to anything. We're going to go through small appliances, cleaning products, dishes, bakeware, everything. I have a printable for you at the end that you can print out and use as a checklist. And I also am talking about some different approaches when we're doing anything in our healthy house. We're talking about a layering effect, kind of, in a way, where we want to layer on our habits and our changes so that they stick. And then I'm also going to go through kind of a snowball change. So you start with something small and then you gradually gain momentum. So we're going to talk about all that. I'm going to take you through some slides, and then we're going to head over to my website and go through everything on there, where I have specific products linked, and I have discussions about what materials are healthy and safe. So let's go. All right, so let's take a look at some healthy kitchen essentials. First, we're going to talk about the layered approach and how this applies to creating a healthier house when it comes to like looking for new items. So the layered approach is exactly what it sounds like. It's like layering on changes and habits just one at a time. And the reason that this method really works is because it completely avoids the overwhelm that comes with change. So if you can focus on changing just one item or habit at a time, you won't become weighed down by wondering how you're going to change or swap out everything. The trick is really to focus on one thing at a time, and sometimes this is easier said than done. It may be something you kind of have to force yourself to do at first, but once you begin to intentionally and thoughtfully research and change just one thing at a time, it'll become second nature. Another reason we often become overwhelmed with change, especially in our home, and like not just changing like healthy kitchen essentials, anything, is the amount of research that goes into making more natural and healthy choices in our home items. I think the good news is that oftentimes, like especially in the kitchen with healthy kitchen essentials, the research can be applied to a number of different items and products. You just have to kind of keep track of what you have learned. So I like the layering approach to just about using it in just about any area of the house, like even from a remodel project to changing some of my personal habits. It's kind of like each time you change, you want that change or product to stick, so you never have to revisit it again. So by making a better choice once, you improve your space a little bit, and with each additional change, the base layer of change actually gets deeper because you don't have to go back and change what you've already visited. So that's one reason that one of the things that applies to changing out kitchen things, because there's a lot of items there. And then the other thing you can do is start small with what you can change. So another approach that I like to take when detoxing any space is like what you do is you start with the easiest thing to change and then snowball your efforts. You wouldn't start, like a new workout regimen by running 5 miles a day. You'd fall off the wagon really quickly, and you'd end up right back at square one. So the same is true with toxic products and habits. You want to start with the simplest things to change. It'll feel good to make a simple change, and you'll be looking for the next one to accomplish right away because it felt good. And nothing is more frustrating than wanting to change and then hitting like a roadblock. So by starting with what you can control easily, you kind of avoid that roadblock of getting stuck. And oftentimes it means even starting with a change you know that you should make and you've known for a while, and it's just taking that action to do it. Sometimes starting small, like with a snowball, can move really quickly. It just tends to like snowball. I like to compare it to like if you've ever read If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, where like one thing leads to another. So if you change your deodorant to a natural and toxin-free option, pretty soon you're swapping out your hair products. Might lead to changing your morning routine, which then makes you kind of rethink your makeup. And then you're, swapping out perfumes for essential oils. And then before you know it, you're mixing essential oils in with your cleaning supplies to use more natural ingredients. And it just goes on and on. It's kind of a rabbit hole of healthy changes, but in the end, the result is an overhauled life and home. So now let's take a look at the healthy kitchen essentials. I'm actually going to pop us over to my website, and we are going to go through what I'm sharing on the blog this week. Okay, so first we're going to talk about dishes. We want to do glass. That's a really good one. They generally doesn't have any glaze on it, doesn't have any sort of added chemicals. I have linked for you Corelle and Anchor Hocking. These are two really great options for toxin-free dishes, where you can get a whole dishes set. Next, I'm going to share with you some silverware and utensils. So we've got silicone is a great option. Stainless steel is another great option. We want to look for surgical grade stainless steel, 18.8 or 1810, or like if you're looking for serving utensils, an untreated or varnished or coated wood is a great option. And these are on Etsy, handmade. That's kind of what I would recommend. Baking essentials, it's quite the list here. Really, we want to do, I'm sharing with you an uncoated stone loaf pan, and there are a couple other uncoated stone things that you can find. That's a really great option. A lot of glass, a lot of stainless steel, again, surgical grade, 18.8 or 1810. It means that it's as free from nickel and chromium as you can find. And then we're going to go through some sheet pans and casserole dishes. And this is if you really want to overhaul. Staub is a great cast iron company. I love their brand. They're made in France, so they're very low toxin. Same with Emile Henry Classics, also made in France. They get my stamp of approval. We have another unglazed stone pan. This is a great option for like veggies. And then the metal, again, stainless steel, surgical steel, or you can go with glass. So these are all great options. The cast iron by Staub is not coated with lead or cadmium, and same with Emile Henry, so we want to pay attention to that. Looking at knives, I think cutting boards, I have a whole post that you can click on this link and get to, but this cutting board that I linked from an Etsy shop is a live edge cutting board. There's no adhesives, there's no like coating on it. It's perfect for the kitchen. And then we're looking at stainless steel for shears and scissors. Crock pots, this is kind of a fun one. VitaClay makes an organic crock pot. I have a coupon code for you right here that you can use to get 10% off. It's clay and it's unglazed. It's a really great healthy option for a crock pot. You could also do like the Instant Pot. The inside is stainless steel. Or if you're looking for pots and pans, you can use my code here for Extrema. Again, these are great pots and pans, no lead, no cadmium, 100% ceramic, nothing in it besides ceramic. So it's a great option. And then I'm sharing some food containers. If you want to switch that out, again, we want to do like glass is really good. You can do like a platinum silicone storage, or you can do a natural beeswax. So I have all these products linked. And then finally, we're going to go through some cleaning things and textiles. These are all organic textiles that I'm sharing off of Etsy and Amazon. And then I love 7th Generation. They get my stamp of approval for clean and free of toxins. And then I'm also sharing with you some scrubbers and brushes. All right, so let's go back here and we're going to talk about what to do with your toxic swap. So there's a couple things that I like to recommend. Obviously, we want to avoid them just going into a dump somewhere. If the objects are like not glass, if they're not going to be used for eating, I think it's a great thing to use them as like outdoor play toys, sand toys, things like that. Kids love to have open-ended toys, and I think it's really fun for them to have old like utensils and containers if they are not going to be used for food. So that is one option. Another option is you can just recycle them. You can look at the code on the plastic that you're getting rid of, and it can be recycled. The reason that I think this is okay is you've already bought it, you have it in your house, you have to get rid of it somehow. Recycling is a better option than putting it in the garbage. Obviously, then we want to try to not have that material purchased anymore. So that's another option. And the last one is to donate it. Again, we're getting rid of something that we feel is toxic. That doesn't mean that someone else might not have a use for it, whether it's in their kitchen or not. obviously we would want everybody to have non-toxic items in their kitchen, but that's just not feasible for everyone and it's not a priority for everyone. So donating it is an option if it is not scratched, if it's in good condition. So those are a couple options. And then finally, I'm really excited. I want to show you the bonus download that I have this week. So if you just go to my blog post, I've got the Healthy Kitchen Essentials Master List. And essentially what it does is it takes you through each category of your kitchen, and I list out what materials are safe, and then I have a little checklist of items that you can look for, and then at the end I have a safe materials list, which kind of goes through everything. So it's a 4-page download. You can get it for free. Just go to this week's blog post and you can download it. All right, you guys, so that is it. I hope this encourages you to go through your kitchen as it's a central hub for so many of us. And I hope that you can use the checklist and really make good decisions on any new purchases that you have to buy in the future. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out either on here or on my blog. If you go to the blog, you can get your free download. Otherwise, I will be back next week with another healthy house tip.